It's March 7th, 2022. 5 years ago, my life changed forever. What happened? It was 10:13 a.m. I was in a hospital. My father was a patient. I was a third-year medical student. My father had passed away, and in that moment, nothing would ever be the same. I still remember having to write an email to my medical school informing them what happened. It was a complete shock because 24 hours before then, he was totally fine. He was well. I remember I titled that email, "The Saddest Day of My Life." And then I went into what happened. I won't detail everything that happened then, but it was a complete shock, not only to myself, to my family, to his co-workers, to the members of our church, and everybody who we knew in our community. Being a third year medical student, I took some time off because I kind of needed to regroup and just figure out some things. But even in those moments, those trying times, I decided that no matter what, I'm going to push through. I'm going to get my medical degree because I'm going to make my father proud of me and just do what I needed to do to become a physician. And at my medical school, we had our white coat ceremony. It was after our second year. So basically, after we finished all the basic sciences, all the classroom stuff, and right before we would start in the hospital on our clinical rotations. And I just remember the excitement of my parents and my family coming down to New York City for my white coat ceremony. And I actually was with them on that because I actually came home that weekend leading up to that. And I decided I would drive back with them into New York City and get ready for that occasion. So it was just great to like see how much pride your parents have, how proud they are of you, of your accomplishments and what you're doing. And so that's just something I'll forever have with me. And I'm just, sometimes you get sad, sometimes you get dismayed, but I'm just happy that I had that experience for my dad to actually see me in my white coat and know that I'm doing what I wanted to do always in life, and that's become a doctor. And it was interesting. I'm a car guy, if you guys didn't know that. I really like cars and everything like that. And one car that I always wanted was a BMW. I remember in high school, probably just after turning 16 or something like that. And my dad was saying, "Yeah, Jason, if you get a full ride to college, I'll get you any car you want." Obviously, knowing that I wanted a BMW or whatever. And unfortunately, I didn't get a full ride. And here's a story on that. I actually only applied to one college, Northwestern University in Evanston, Illinois. And I actually did early decision. And so why did I choose that school? It's actually the school my mom went to as well. And so I spent so much time on campus growing up, and I know how much she really enjoyed the college and everything like that. And I got there, I really liked it. And, I said, you know what? I'm going Northwestern too. And I just totally enjoyed the experience, and probably helps the fact that I was actually born in Illinois too. So it was like coming back home and everything like that. So did that. But why didn't I get a full ride? Northwestern doesn't offer merit-based scholarship. Their philosophy at the time was that everybody who we admit is bright and exceptional already, so there's no way to distinguish who would deserve of a academic merit-based scholarship. So they just did financial need-based scholarships, and so that was that. So I didn't get a BMW, whatever, and then I graduated college, all of that stuff, and then finally decided to get a car because I needed one to do my clinical rotations in med school and everything like that. And lo and behold, what would I get? I actually got a BMW, I got a white BMW. So I was driving that around and everything like that. And I remember my dad was like, "Hey, Jason, do you know what BMW stands for?" I'm like, "No, yeah, I know." I'm like, I knew the German saying of it. And he's like, "No, That's not what it stands for. He goes, it stands for Black Medical Worker. So that's what I say to this day in regards to that, and in that, and just keep doing the things I need to do in medicine and pursuing this career. I want you guys to know, no matter how things look, to just keep moving forward, one foot in front of the other. And even if your parents aren't around, you got to keep doing what you need to do and do things to make them proud, do things to make yourself proud of yourself. And oh, here's the thing. And even my mom said, like, going through everything, she was like, Jason, you cannot let this be the defining moment of your life because things happen. She was like, if anything would happen to me, if I was obviously if dad's not here anymore, you can't just give up on life and not go through and accomplish what you need to do in life. You need to keep moving forward. You need to keep pushing forward and just not accept things how they are and say, oh, woe is me. And now I can't do what I want to do in life because I don't have a parent or parents around anymore. You just gotta keep doing what you need to do. And you guys, wherever you're at right now on this journey, you need to keep moving forward and keep doing what you need to do. And so I took time off. So I didn't even graduate with my original medical school classmates and everything like that. I took some time and then had to work on some other personal things, financial things to get back into school and do what I needed to do to ultimately graduate. But now I'm here on the other side, and I just want you guys to have all the success in the world and not be worried about your future and just do what you need to do in medicine. I know some students, you guys have the unfortunate thing where you have a lot of parental pressure on you about being in medicine, becoming a doctor, getting into medical school. Because I remember one time I was on rotations and one of the doctors like, yeah, my daughter's going to be pre-med. She doesn't know this now, but she's definitely going to be a doctor because I'm going to have her take those, her what is it, chemistry and biology, even if she doesn't know it yet, because I'm footing the bill for her undergrad education. So she just needs to do that because I want her to have that option available to her to be able to go to medical school if she wants to. But I really would hope that she is going to do that. I know some of you guys are in that situation. I never was like that growing up. It was go excel, do what you want to do, be successful and all of that, but it wasn't even a pressure that you had to go down this one line or path. And even with my college decision, that was totally up to me to do that, apply to Northwestern, to where I wanted to go. My mom wasn't like, oh, you absolutely must. It was just like, she was just thrilled to have one of her children go to Northwestern, get in, and all that stuff. And funny enough, with that, even with the Northwestern thing, I actually got recruited to the University of Chicago to play football. And so I would have got a foot ride for that. I remember telling my mom that she was like just shocked and I think a little bit dismayed that, oh no, what if I would actually go to U Chicago and play football and not go to Northwestern? But I knew, even in high school, I knew I wanted to be a doctor. So I'm like, yeah, right. I'm not going to do U Chicago. I'm all set on Northwestern, everything like that. So that worked out. My mom, I know she said, she's like, yeah, we just so, I grew up in Pennsylvania. She was like, I would just be so sad if you're that close to Northwestern in Chicago and not at Northwestern. But we didn't have to worry about that. And so, yeah, that's just some things. So, you guys got to make sure you guys are doing what you want in life for yourself and just stick forward and just keep moving forward and everything. So, I'm just kind of having a little bit of reflection on things today with the 5-year anniversary of my dad's passing and just knowing like the resolve has never been greater than what it is now to do what I need to do in medicine and just continue to move forward in different paths along this process of being a physician. I want you guys to continue to move forward in the things that you guys need to do in life, especially now with medical school applications opening, that cycle beginning, and people, I get emails or people reach out to me because application from the previous year didn't go as planned and they just don't know what they're going to do, or students are very anxious and nervous about the upcoming application cycle and they want to figure out, how can I position myself, how can I get the attention of adcoms, how can I get into some of these schools I really want to get into. And I just kind of need to walk them through my process at drpremed.com to help them out with that and just do that. And I'll just leave you with this last note or whatever. So I grew up in suburbia, Pennsylvania, a lot of trees, cornfields, and always driving home, in particular with my mom, don't take the back road. There's going to be deer. I don't want you to hit a deer or anything like that. So I was worried about that or whatever. And then again, as I said, I went to medical school in New York City. And so I remember that year of getting my acceptance to medical school. And then I was driving with my dad in the summer, like leading up to medical school and everything like that. And we're driving on these very back road, country roads, like if basically in the middle of a forest or whatever. My dad slows down. He like kind of like points over there, points over in the other direction. He's like, take a look at that. Take a look at that. I'm like, what? He goes, you see those trees? You see those shrubbery? He goes, taking that picture because you're headed to the concrete jungle, referring to New York City, obviously, where you don't have that vegetation and all that. Natural life and environments. I still remember that to this day or whatever. And then I was even looking through some old text messages from my dad or whatever, and we would always celebrate Baltimore with his relatives, or our relatives, obviously, in Baltimore. Now I was in New York, and so I would like take the bus or the train down. I needed to get picked up to meet up with everybody for Thanksgiving. And I remember I have like a text from my dad, hey Jason, we haven't left yet, but if you need a ride, let me know and I'll come pick you up from the train station to get you into the house for everybody for Thanksgiving. So just little things like that. You just have those momentous experiences that you have with you. And that's about it. I'm just sharing my thoughts and ideas on some things as I kind of reflect on the 5th-year anniversary of my dad's passing. And growing up being Christian family, yeah, obviously you're a human, so you get sad and you just think like you don't have this father in your life right now because he passed away. But then as a Christian, you just have faith and belief that you believe in life after death as being a Christian, heaven, and all of that. And so you just take solace and comfort in that. And I also even remind myself of, you know what? I had 32 years with my dad. I had some of the greatest times, memories, and experiences. So I can't be sad. I can't get down on myself. I know he wouldn't want me to be down or sad or whatever. And so I just got to keep moving forward and live a great life. And I say I got to do everything to make him proud and also make myself proud at the same time and just be happy and just cherish the memories, experiences, and always have those life lessons with me. And you guys, wherever you're at in life, just do the same. Be happy for where you're at and gratitude for it. And if you're not where you want to be, keep figuring out how you're going to move forward and do what you need to do to get where you need to be in life. And this is Dr. Spears with drpremed.com, wishing you guys all the best as I remember and reflect on March 7th, the day that I will never ever forget. Thank you.